Hey girl, hey! Sarah and Lexie, so sexy.
That's great.
What was something else you said? You know what I'm talking about? It's okay if you don't.
That's like so delusional.
I could probably just do this all day.
Oh my god. I love this.
Girl. Bye!
Hair. Becky's butt.
Hey girlies, welcome to Talk Girlietome, the podcast for the girls who overshare, overthink, and overachieve. We're your hosts, Sarah and Lexie. We're diving into anything from creativity to wellness to work and everything in between. Let's get into it. Okay, my hands are sweating. Okay.
I mean, like, I'm so sweaty right now.
Okay. Woo, goose fraba. Okay. All right.
Here we are doing the thing. We're saying words in the microphones.
This is gonna be a journey with you.
Yes, it is.
So I'm Sarah, and I'm with Lexie Hannah, who is an independent singer-songwriter who writes pop and EDM ballads. She has been featured twice on Glamour Magazine's YouTube channel and was a former frontwoman of a progressive rock band called Frantic Endeavor, and has performed with national touring acts such as Trap, Kurt, Travis, and Eyes Set to Kill. Lexie is now creating new music as a solo pop EDM artist.
Awesome. And I am with Sarah Anzalone, who has a Bachelor of Science in Fashion Design, designing since age 8, worked in the corporate fashion industry for 6 years, and now runs 2 small businesses called Anza, where she creates custom designs, and Serendipity Style, where she sells upcycled clothing. Yeah, so with our introductions out of the way, now that everybody knows a little bit of what we do, I would love the opportunity to segue off of your intro, just ask you a few questions about what you do and how you do it. So Sarah, what inspired you or got you interested in your line of work?
Well, I want to say that there was a few things that kind of first got me inspired and interested into it. Coming from the mind of an 8-year-old, let's say, because that's really when I started getting into it. So, seeing my grandmother at that age always sewing, and she had created a few garments for the people that she loves in our family. And then also just me and my little kid brain wanting to make my clothes different. I had I had a sewing machine. It was like the family's sewing machine. And I had all these clothes that I wasn't particularly happy with, I guess, because I was always trying to changing my mind and style as I was getting older. And I was doing some weird stuff. Like I had cut out a Superman emblem out of one of my shirts. And then I put it on my cherry shirt. I don't know if you ever had one of those cherry shirts.
Oh, I think we all did.
Yeah. So I sewed that onto it, and then I took shoelaces and I did some tie downs on the side seams, and I was cutting, it was like Frankenstein clothing.
And you were
honestly
8 years old?
Yeah. And my mom had come home from work and she was like, "What is going on? I need to sign you up for sewing lessons." So that's really where it all began.
Can I just say that is so ambitious as an 8-year-old?
Oh, thank you.
That is impressive.
Yeah. I was home alone, or no, I shouldn't say home alone, because I had my older brother there, but my older brother did not want to hang out with me quite yet. Me being so little, he's 6 years older than me. So I was just like, what can I do by myself right now?
That's amazing. I love that. And that's so sweet that your grandmother inspired everything.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she did. She was more into knitting as well, which I never really got super into. I'm not into the crocheting and knitting side of stuff. Definitely more into the sewing patterns and flat patterning and draping.
Very cool. No, yeah, I feel you. I crocheted a scarf once, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. I would love to see that scarf sometime, Lexie.
I lost it. I have no idea where it is.
Oh, never mind.
Probably gave it to somebody. No, and then I would try to crochet other things, and they'd turn into nothing, and then I'd just make up what it was. Like one time I was trying to make a scarf and it turned into this circular pattern blob, and it kind of looked like a flower. So I just told everybody, look, I crocheted a flower.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I love it. Nice.
Life as a 12-year-old. All right. So moving on here, just to learn a little bit more about you and what you do. Do you think you'll always be in this line of work, or do you think you'll eventually do something else?
Yes, I definitely will always be a fashion designer at heart. I mean, I feel that I really just, I don't know any other way since I've been doing it for so long. And there has been periods in my life where I didn't design for a long time. And when that happens, I quite literally will start getting depressed. I think that goes for anybody. Like I've talked about this with my mom too. She's a painter, an artist as well. And if she doesn't paint for a long time, she starts getting depressed. And I think it's just because as humans, we naturally feel this need to create. It's like our purpose, it gives us purpose. So,
Absolutely.
mhm.
So what drives you to keep working on your passion?
I just really love bringing my drawings and my ideas from paper and bringing them to life. It's really a surreal feeling to have it in your mind, sketch it down, and see it like on paper, and then seeing it in real life, and then seeing it like in a fashion show on stage for everybody to see. It's it's almost like that is really the feeling that I chase. Um, and it just chasing that like feeling of, I don't know how to describe it. And it's probably similar to you with how you feel when you create a song and then you perform it for everybody. Just, yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
It's hard to put into words. It's
Yeah.
a feeling that creatives know all too well, though.
Yeah. I wish I could explain it better,
It
but
must be so surreal to see something that you took from your mind, put onto paper, and then made into something so tangible that then others can appreciate and
experience and like know what was in your mind. And I think that's what goes with what I was saying with like feeling, it's like the feeling of purpose. Like, okay, that I just created something that is giving reason to the rest of the world, or is giving people entertainment or helping them with something. Maybe if I was to create a garment that makes someone feel confident or good in themselves, it's like it's that purpose feeling. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's so cool.
Mhm.
So what kind of support have you gotten in your journey so far? And do you think that support was necessary, or do you think you could have done everything without it?
Yeah, so I think this is a really good conversation to have because I know that there are probably people out there who were strong enough to n- be where they are without support. But I have been fortunate enough to have my parents, both of my parents. They're both still married today. I feel like I have to make that statement these days with all the divorced parents out there, but they have always been very interested in my designs and wanting to see me create more. They supported me going to school for fashion. They always have just been there to help me celebrate every milestone that I've made. And they've helped me however they can. There's been times where they've taken time out of their day to um, help me with whatever I needed, whether it was coming to like a fashion show or to just be there to see my creations, or when I finally brought my boutique to Plymouth and they came and helped me build racks and put some of my store together. So just they are like my number ones. Yeah, for sure.
It goes a long way. I'm so glad you have that in your life.
Yeah, me too. So I feel that it is a necessity, honestly, because I can't imagine not having that support. But, you know, it really helps me give even more respect to those who have made it to where they are that haven't had that. I'm like, wow, I think that's like super incredible
I
as
agree.
well.
It takes a lot of strength. And, you know, support comes in all different shapes and sizes, forms. It could be your friends. It can be your sisters, your brothers. It doesn't always have to be your parents. It could be
That's true.
an aunt, an uncle. So yeah, it does go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that said, we're coming up to the last question here. So when it comes to your support system, it kind of goes hand in hand with your network. So what do you do to network?
Yeah, this is so important because how are you able to, create any type of following? And I don't mean just in social media, but just people who will be interested in your work and can give you feedback and critique, and then also become a friend of yours and help support your career, because I think your network goes with support. So you have to really think about like what your goals are. I think how I network has changed throughout my journey. So I will just talk about present time right now. I will try to attend lots of shows because I am always looking to work with musicians. I love creating custom designs for musicians. I think they are very inspirational because you guys kind of have your own style already present, and it can be very inspirational for me. So I will try to kind of create a network full of as many musicians as I can. And also going to fashion shows helps. Being involved with fashion shows, I should say, because when you're presenting your work, that's, you're have a huge audience, and then that audience can maybe become customers or clients to you. Or even if it's a photographer, then you can then that way you have a contact who, having a photographer and a videographer is very important, especially so that you can record your work and post it or whatever you need. So, or even models, having models, just creating that support system in your circle with people who you can rely on and depend on and will show up.
This was probably my favorite question so far, because your answer to this question opened up so many more questions that I feel like we have to make an entire other episode all about.
Yes, we totally will. I know. We're trying to keep it to the point, though, and just introducing ourselves.
So for now, we'll leave it at that, but we definitely have to explore that deeper for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll make a note of that. We'll pin it. We'll put a pin in it. Maybe that'll be our thing. Like whenever we come up with like some kind of side convo that can be a whole another episode, we'll just put a pin in it.
Exactly. I love that idea. But this actually brings us to the perfect segue for the next part of the episode.
Yes. Love that. Perfect. So what inspires you or got you interested in your line of work?
So like you, it stems back to childhood. And in my childhood home, there was a piano that used to be my mother's because it was given to her as a kid, and it just was carried through the family. So it was sitting in the living room, and I remember at 7 years old, I started getting curious about it. So I would sit down and start pressing away at the keys, just making noise. And then eventually that noise turned into decent sound, and eventually that decent sound turned into music, and I just kept playing on it. And 3 years later, I was 10 years old, I decided to form my first band with my sister, and we wrote songs, and that's where my songwriting started. I wrote some music. I would play with my friends. By age 12, I took a few lessons, so I learned how to read chords on the piano, which goes a long way. And to this day, I still can't really read music, but I know how to read some chords. So that gets me through.
Wow. Okay. So this reminds me of your recent interview with the Hot Take with Jake. And you still have that keyboard today, right?
I still have that keyboard. I got that at 10 years old. 16 years later, it's still working. It's a trooper. I'm
That's
honestly
amazing.
shocked.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. That's kind of like my prom dress that I made my prom dress in high school and I still have that. So it's like having that like
It's a
it kind of
relic.
yes, a relic, and it like looking at it, it just reminds you where you started, So,
Absolutely, what a
um
time capsule. So yeah,
yes.
that's kind of how I got started, and I recently brought that keyboard to an open mic. Just played a few songs, and that's another thing. I would go to open mics and just share my music, and from there that grew, and that's how I got into my band actually because one of the guitarists was at that open mic scouting for a new vocalist. They saw me
Mhm.
playing, and he heard me. He was like, "Hey, would you like to audition?" And I was like, "Sure." So that just opened up a whole other door of opportunities.
That's so amazing. It's just I feel like moments like that are it's like meant to be. It's almost like you were meant to be at that open mic show, and I think the guitarist was meant to be there to find you. Like this I feel like there's some kind of, formula to our lives sometimes.
I like to think that too. I like to think that there's a time and a place and a reason for everything. And I know
Yeah.
that's, as cliche as it is, I was writing about this the other day, just reflecting in my journal. And I thought about it and I was like, if I had not moved up here back in high school, then I would have never gone to college here. Then I would have never gone to that open mic that was located under my college. I would have never met my band. I would have never been in the band for that long. And then I would have never met any of the other people that were a part of that network. So it just
Yes.
one step led to another and it really did grow into something huge.
Yes. Oh, yes, exactly what I was just thinking. Stuff like that. It's like the butterfly effect, really.
It really is. When it came to the open mic that I went to the day that I was asked to audition for the band, the crazy thing is that was the last time I ever went to that open mic. And I told myself that day, I'm tired of going here. It doesn't do anything for me anymore. I'm not enjoying it, but I'll go one more time. I'll give it one more
No.
shot. And that was the day I was asked to audition.
Lexie, I just got goosebumps. Oh my
Talking
God.
about a reason for everything, right?
Yes, that is so wild. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, I've had moments like that too. It's like you get so tired of something and then you're like, just one more time. And then normally that's the time where
That's it.
that's it. That's all you need is that one more time anyways.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Okay, so let's move along to the second question. Do you think you'll always be in this line of work or do something else?
So, what I think I've told you this before, and what I like to tell
Mhm.
people is I don't really view music as my career. I view it as something that I
Mhm.
like to do, and I do it because I like it.
Yes.
With that said, my job that I do for money during the day is like separate from the music. But the
Mhm.
music, I know for a fact, will always be a part of my life. It always has been. And I really don't see a day where I stop singing or playing piano or writing songs. I just don't see it at all.
Yes, because it's part of who you are. So it's like if you were to stop doing that, it would be like you letting go a piece of yourself. And
A part of me
yeah.
would die. It's like what you said, you
Yeah.
get depressed. I do too. If I
Mhm.
don't express myself, if I go a long time with bottling all of these feelings and
Mhm.
emotions and ideas up, I get the
Mhm.
same way. I'm just not myself.
Yes, I love that you just use the word express because that it is just a form of expression. And I think that it's really healthy for us all to express in some type of way. So, yeah.
And without expression, you get depression.
I love that. Yes, exactly. Without expression, you get depression. Look, we already got our slogans coming. All right. Well, so next question. What drives you to keep you working on your passion?
So that goes hand in hand with question two,
Yeah.
because if I didn't have the passion, well, it kind of just comes down to I do it because I want to. I feel like I need to. There is something inside of me that just has to do it for whatever reason. I don't really know what the reason is or if there is a reason. I have no idea. I just know in my soul, I got to do it. And if I
Yeah.
don't, I just don't feel right.
Yes, exactly. So it's kind of like you either continue it or you die. But that's really morbid, but it's fine. We're a little morbid.
We can go there. It's fine.
We can go there. It's okay. Okay, so what kind of support have you gotten in your journey? And do you believe support is necessary?
So like you, I was fortunate enough to have family growing up that really did support me and told me I had a good voice even when I didn't, and told me I was really good even when I wasn't. And because of that, I was involved in activities and things outside of school that helped me grow musically. And I feel like that just really did help me, because I'm one of those people that, especially at a younger age, if I would have not had that support and people telling me I was good, like if people were honest with me and told me that I sounded bad, I probably would have stopped singing. I probably would have stopped making music. So for me, at least, it was necessary, but
Yeah.
I don't think that goes for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll just continue to the next one, because the next question also kind of, I love how all these questions really relate to each other.
Yeah, they do tie in well.
Yeah. So what do you do to network and create your support system, aside from family?
So this goes back to open mics. Open mics are a great resource for collaborating, meeting people, and supporting other artists. Luckily, there's a bunch around here, so that's something I highly recommend, and that I, go to myself. Another thing is social media. Instagram and Facebook help me a lot personally, because I will just add and follow friends of friends of friends of friends of friends, and the web just grows and everybody's connected. Everybody knows each other somehow, some way. So building that network that way has been super helpful.
Yeah, social media is definitely something I want to touch upon in like a full episode. So we're gonna put a pin in that.
Yeah, little pin right there. Perfect.
Social media can be used in a healthy way and also an unhealthy way, depending on, how you approach it. So, but it sounds like you are using it in a very healthy way with creating your web. I like that word you used, web. So
I try to. And that kind of goes, oh man, this is just opening a whole other can of worms, because it also ties into how do you figure out who your network is and what your niche is and how do you market to those people. So we're going to put a pin in that too, because that's something I would love to talk about and delve into.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, like navigating people can be its own like huge learning curve in itself. So absolutely.
Yeah, and just learning what you want and what you want to portray and who you want to be and what your identity is and your brand.
Yes.
Oh man, there's so many moving parts.
Your brand, so many moving parts. Yes, exactly.
But apart from that, in person is such an underrated form of networking. Like I still strongly believe in going to local shows, going to the open mics, going to these places and meeting people in person and meeting them where they are, supporting them, and then in turn they will support you. It really does go a long way, I think. And I keep saying that for all of these, that it goes a long way, but it really does.
Yes, it will help you bring you to your goal faster. So absolutely. Also, just something I want to add that we forgot to mention earlier. So Lexie and I are from the greater Boston area, just so you all know where we're coming from, because I think that location definitely affects your progress in some type of way and your network.
It plays a part, and it can also play a part in some of the advice we may give, and also the guests that we will later interview.
Yes, exactly.
That's it for today's episode of Talk Girly to Me. If you vibed with it, send it to a friend, rate us 5 stars, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, girl. Bye.